I got this Honda right here, and the idle is really bad. You can see the RPM is fluctuating like up and down, and the engine is rough. So let's check out the codes. One code, both are the same code. So I got the code P0507, which is the idle higher than expected. And the first thing I want to check is this valve, because it's easier to get. You can always check to see if there is any vacuum leaks. You can always check in the data with the fuel terms, but since this is easier to do, when the car reaches certain temperature, then that valve over there, that one, should close. So when it's cold, it's open. When the engine is cold, this is open, and then when it's reached certain temperature, it will close. And then when I disconnect this hose, which this hose runs all the way to the valve, I shouldn't feel any vacuum here. So when it's cold, it's normal to feel vacuum. You will kind of put your finger and hear the air. If you still feel something here after it reaches, then most likely that valve is not working. But before replacing the valve, make sure also that your coolant level is good. The last owner replaced the idle air control valve, still with the same problem. The idle will go up and down. It will be high sometimes. And one of the things is making sure that the coolant level is good, because especially that sensor is working by the temperature, by the coolant, and it knows when to open and close depending of the temperature. So I'm gonna let this cool off a little bit, check out the coolant. The coolant is a little bit low, so I'm going to fill it up. It's all full. It wasn't too bad at all, but I'll show you right now what the car is doing with the scanner. I will show you the temperature, and I will disconnect this and see if that air assist valve is closing after it gets warm. Look at this, guys. The car is rough idle. Let me show you the RPM. RPM is going up and down. And let's see what happens when I disconnect the air valve at 6. Car gets nice and smooth. So that valve over there is causing a code for the high idle than expected. Let's check out the temperature. Let me put this back. But let's check out the temperature. The temperature is 185. The valve should be closed by now. Definitely that valve is staying open. Let me disconnect it again. Let's block it. Look at how smooth the car is. And the temperature is 190, so that valve should be closed, not sucking any air anymore. So hopefully this helps you to fix the high idle. So I found one used valve in my toolbox, so we're gonna try it since we can order the part, and I'll show you the difference after. So it's pretty easy to do. You just disconnect two hoses. Of course, you have to remove the beauty cover that goes on top, and then you will need a 24 millimeter. You might have to remove the battery to make this fit. And the other thing that you can do is just cut this part right here. Like, you can cut it and then cut also the part on top of here, and then you just can install a 24 millimeter socket. So you should be able to remove it if you're having a hard time to remove it with this. So this one is coming out fairly easy, which is good. You guys can see I didn't need to remove the battery, so I like that. I already replaced the valve, and just make sure that the car is cold. Open the radiator cap just in case. Make sure there is no heat build up, and replace it. It's gonna leak some coolant, so make sure that you add coolant too. So the temperature is 190 Fahrenheit, so the valve should be closed by now for sure. It's a used part, so let's see. Yeah, it is close. It is more coming out, so that's good. And you guys can hear the engine too. It's super smooth. The only thing I have to do right now is do a idle relearn, drive it around the block, and I should call it a fix. $20 back from the junker is helping us to fix this idle problem. See you.
Bye-bye.
There is another one over there. This is Miguel from Element Lifestyle, and recently I've been doing some videos, kind of like a quick 4 or 5 minute videos about sharing some of my Element fix. Sorry about if the audio is not already good on those. A lot of times I'm just busy working in the car. I see something interesting that I can share to you guys, and I just don't edit it. I just like upload, like the recent video about the VTEC solenoid. So since I'm kind of busy and recording at the same time, sometimes I might not say the right words for the parts or the tools, whatever, but the major thing or the most I want to do for the channel is to share whatever I can, and hopefully it helps you to fix your car. And hope you guys don't mind about like the audio or the video recording. When I have more times, that's when I put more like emphasis in like the video or like the audio.